Good afternoon, folks. This is Darth Ravage here. So I'm coming to you today with another Micro Galaxy Squadron find. I was looking for chase ships and I actually found a whole box of Series 5. It's the first time in my area that I found a whole box unspoiled, untouched, and so I grabbed it. I'm going to do an unboxing and whatnot here in a second and quick review with some measurements. But before we get into that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thank you again for watching and tuning in. Wish you guys the best of luck. These are so frustrating to hunt. Thanks again to Micro Galaxy Squadron on Instagram for this list of Series 5. I'm going to go through and do the checklist, how many's in the case, obviously, because I don't think I'm going to find all three of these things right here, but there's my key right there at the bottom to let me know what I got and don't got. That said and done, let's get into this and start with box numero uno and get into it and see what we got. Box numero uno has the Geonosian Warrior with the Flipknot speeder. So there's numero uno. Let's get box number 2 going on. 1 down, 7 to go, guys. Pardon me and my barking dogs. 1 down, 11 to go. Let's get for box number 2. Let's see what's in box number 2 here, and we have Boba Fett, yes, and his Nico speeder. Dude, that rocks. Excellent. Another one off the list. 2 down, 6 to go, guys. Box number 3 has another Geonosian. Womp, womp, womp. The scorecard so far. Box number 4. Hear that Zelda music. Another Geonosian. Yay! That's the 3rd one of those in this case. Here's the scorecard going into box number 5. Box number 5 has... Dude, another Boba! That is so cool! Wow, Bobas and Geonosians so far. Let's... Something I didn't think I would see on the scorecard today. So for every one of the box sets of boxes that has 3 Geonosians, there's 2 possible Bobas, unless I got that all wrong, guys. So, box number 6. Just want to take a little pause on box number 6 and reflect and show you, not that side, but that side. So I've gotten 3 of those, 2 of those, so that is probably not going to be any of those, and then probably 3 of something else, and that's going to be aggravating and agitating. We'll see in a moment. Box number 6 has... Dun, dun, dun. Oh my goodness, it's got 3 of those. I thought that was supposed to be a chase. That is weird. 3 of those. So at this point in the opening, I was not expecting it to be stacked like that. Let's see what the other 6 have in store. Box number 7 coming up. I have to admit, this is kind of fun. Man, I was really hoping for some rares. Hey, I got a hold of the Balatar Swoop with the Mando Warrior. Yes, let's mark that one down. 7 boxes in, that's the scorecard on to box number 8. And number 8 has... Is that Ezra? I honestly don't know the name of this. Forgive me, guys. I like it though. I'm going to go with Ava speeder bike with Imperial combat driver, but we'll see if we got 3 more of those in this last little bit here. I got 4 boxes to go. Let's take a look and see what's next. The scorecard so far, guys. The odds of fulfilling this to be the 4 missing ones that I got versus the 4 boxes are not likely, but never tell me the odds. I've only been collecting these because I found Antok Merrick in Birmingham, Alabama Target when I was doing travel volleyball with my daughter, and that's how I got into this craziness. And I told you, there's another one of those guys. That has to be the Ava Speeder with the Imperial Combat Driver. So there's probably another one of those in here, just knowing how these cases do and break down. On to box number 10. Let's see if this is another imp. And booyah! Man, I know these case loads, how they do this. Coming up on box 11, this is the scorecard. We got 3 imps and 3 Geonosians. And then we got 1 Balatar Mando Warrior. So it's going to be the E-Web Mando or a stat bike, or even possibly 2 stat bikes, but we'll see how that little fold out goes, because I highly doubt it'll be a Shadow Speeder or Aura. I'd love to have Aura, but that's not the case right here, guys. Box number 11 is Mando with the hovering E-Web. Yes. All right, so that gets the score up to 5 new ones to my collection, and that 12th box, we're getting ready to open that up. There's a final look at the score up to this point. The last box. Here we go. And the 12th box of Series 5 gave unto me another Mando. That is it, guys. So let's get on to reviewing the 5 I did get. The Force was with me because I got like 3 Boba Fett's, 3 Geonosians, 3 Imps, 2 Mandos, and 1 Mando Warrior. So the other assortment's going to have those other ones, hopefully. And man, I hope it triggered, when I bought this stuff, I hope it triggered a reset to where I can go back out there and snag the rest. Thanks again for watching, guys. Let's get Mando out of the plastic and on the table, measure him and good stuff. Mando stands exactly 1 inch tall, and the E-Web, with it in its current configuration, it gets on up there, right there at the 1 3/8 mark with the way that gun is doing right there. It's a hover E-Web. It has that hover stand, as you can see there, and it can pivot around and do flying things as you see fit. You can actually connect Mando to it, and that's what it looks like with Mando on there, soaring and scoring with the hover E-Web. We're going to put him on the turntable there. Well, if his cape wouldn't just fall off, I might end up going that on. One final measurement I forgot to do before we carry on here is to get the length of it this way, and it measures out to be right at 2 7/8 inches this way, guys. Now we're going to get on to the Imperial driver with the Ava Speeder. And this guy, to me, I thought could actually double as an Ezra. I thought I did have Ezra in his Stormtrooper gear. As we zoom in on it and take a look, it has a very Ezra kind of feel to it. But we'll take a look in at it like right here and show you the details. This looks like a Rebels outfit. There's a good Imperial tempo there. Man, this thing is really cool. Very highly detailed. It's got the same articulation as all the other figures. Let's get those measurements right here, if it'll focus back in just a moment as I set that down there. And get out the tape measure. And he's not short for a Stormtrooper. He's like right at 1 inch tall there. The hover bike itself rounds out about the 3/4 mark from the top. And then lengthwise, we have 2 3/8. It's a long speeder, guys. So there that is. We're gonna get him manned up. A little 360 spin of him. That looks really, really good on that speeder bike there. I like this design period over the other speeder bikes. It actually looks like the figure can actually sit down and interact with the stuff. And Mando's just hanging on for dear life back there. So we're gonna get him back there with that, and we're gonna get into that Mando Warrior with his speeder. I believe it's called the Bellator Swoop up next. This little Mando Warrior looks so impressive, looks so good. I wish that Mando could actually get the paint work that this guy got in the face mask there. And we're already at the 3x lens there just to kind of get in on the action. So let's go ahead and see if we can get him stood back up. And the Warrior stands just with that little other side of his helmet with the periscope. He's up above a 1 inch mark there, and the bike itself is at 1 1/8 inch from the platform up to the highest point there. Lengthwise, that bad boy is, try to get him behind it there without knocking everybody and everything over, but we just go ahead and do that anyway. It looks like we are at 2 5/8 length for this bike here. So we're gonna get him manned up on there and take a 360 spin. And I gotta say, guys, this guy is impressive, most impressive. Look at that detail on the backpack there. Very, very, very nice. And that front, a little bit of extra paint schmutz there on the top of the visor, but the Mando visors, the Warrior visors, are a little bit different than Boba Fett. Like I said, let's get it on that bike now. And there's the Mando Warrior hanging on to his Bellatar swoop. Looking really, really awesome. I just really do dig these little figures too. Even though they don't do much, they have a lot with their expression there. Got two more figures. We're going to get the Geonosian out there next. And I can hear this guy click, click, dirking all the way down the road there. He stands up at about 1 1/8 inches there. That is impressive. Geonosian little warrior. He's got great detail, and the bike is right at 2 inches if you go to the tip to the nose. And then with that keyboard, it's gonna be like Dooku's a little bit. I want to say that's 1 1/8 inches high there. So that's that Geonosian warrior with his Flipknot speeder. Let's get him onto the speeder, guys. And there's the Geonosian with its 360 spin. Looking so awesome there. He's actually touching the console there and steering with the other hand. Looking great. Great detail into this guy for such a small figure. Very awesome. And I got the last one of the figures. It's Boba Fett with his Nickco speeder, the chase for this wave. I have 3 of. Fresh out of the Sarlacc pit, there is Boba Fett next to his Nickco speeder, and it is one of the longer bikes that to date I know about. And you can comment below and let me know if I'm wrong about that, guys. I'm sure I'm not 100% right, but to me that's a really long swoop bike. It looks really, really awesome there. Let's get the measurements on Boba Fett first and get in here. And he is just a little bit, he's like 1 1/8 inches tall there. And then the swoop bike itself is right under 1 1/8 inches with the handlebars there. And lengthwise, that bad boy is, give me just a moment, it might knock Boba Fett over. It is from toe, or from nose to back end there, 2 3/4 the way that bike thing does there. That is so crazy. Wait a second, I moved my hand. Let's do this again. He is between, oh, it's right there at it. So there's your look there. And let's get him on the bike and do a 360 and be finished with this. And there's Bubba on that hog of a bike. I mean, that looks really, really awesome, man. He also reminds me of one of the people from the Aliens movies in the white suits. But it's definitely Boba freshly climbed out of the Sarlacc pit, because he's got that detail tatter in his chest. I'm going to try to get it close here and show you that. A little bit of tatter there on his chest area. Really, really crazy attention to detail put into these. He's got the scarring on the head like he's been freshly broke out of the Sarlacc's belly. That dude is really awesome. Let's get this into some final thoughts. Some final thoughts on the 5 I got from Series 5. I really do like these. These are probably some of the better painted. They all got the same articulation. They basically just ride a hover bike. They get posted up on a hover platform of some point or type there and look amazing for their size. I can't wait to get my shelf set up downstairs and get these guys on there. So I just like 3. I like the battle damage strap. I like the Shadow speeder rare, and the Starhawk speeder with Orsine. That's the ones I do lack, and hopefully with that being bought, I triggered that so I can go back and look for those other 3 and not have to buy ever again another whole set series like this, because I knew going into this that there was no way that they would pack it like that. But I mean, I did manage to get a chase out of it, and I am really happy about that. I wonder if it is mislabeled, but I mean, that's the way I found it over on Micro Galaxy Squadron on Instagram. Make sure to check that out. I'll put the link down in the description below there. Thanks again for watching my unboxing and sharing you the wave of Series 5 that showed up at my store today. Y'all have an excellent week out there. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thank you again to my subscribers, And you guys totally rock. You guys have an excellent week out there. Happy hunting, and may the force be with you all, always.